I think it's very clear that whenever a year passes, time passes. And I just wanted to quickly remind you of what this year should be for all of us. First of all, a new year gives us an opportunity to redefine our priorities. So I want you to make a note of that and make a decision the next few days to take a review and take stock of your life. Are the things I'm doing important or just urgent? Don't confuse urgent things with important things. Secondly, a new year gives an opportunity for us to redefine our purpose. Are we still on course for what we were born to do? A new year also gives us opportunity to redefine our life's vision. Do we know exactly what we want to do for the next 25 years? Are we still in line with our clear vision for our lives? Is that vision on paper still? Has it been refined? I'm doing that myself for my own life. A new year also gives opportunity for us to reestablish worthwhile goals. Why do you say worthwhile? In other words, they should be worth your while. You can establish goals that waste your time because they don't take you toward your vision. So go back and don't be afraid to mark out some things that don't make sense. Don't be afraid to give up on things that are not important anymore. Don't be afraid to confess that I was off with that. Let me get back on. It's better to do it now than to try and do it later. A new year also gives us opportunity to bury the past and to move into a future that we haven't created yet. So please, get over it. Tell your neighbor, get over it. Tell them whatever it was, get over it right now in this meeting. Yeah. Leave all the baggage you had in 210 in 210. Loose yourself, cut off all the weight, get rid of stuff that has been distracting you, and forget the past. That's what a new year does. It's a powerful change. I talked about redeeming the time. And this is so important. I want you to turn your Bibles to Ephesians. I want you to turn there in your own Bible. Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians 5 gives great advice about your life. It begins out by saying, wake up. Paul was not talking to sleeping people physically. He was speaking to people who were sleeping through life. Mundane, boring, day-to-day routine, same traffic jams, same clothes, same friends, same activities, same habits, same TV shows. He said, wake up. You can be walking in sleep. You can spend years sleepwalking. Look at that verse. Take your pen, underline it in your Bible. Wake up, O sleeper. Arise. That means get yourself up. Arise means no one's going to change your condition. Arise is self-initiated action. Nothing will change this year until you change it. Wake up. How many of you ever wake up but didn't arise? Some of you all did that this morning. Some of you all woke up at 7 and still came to church at 10. Because you woke up, but you didn't arise. You know, people love to come to watch night services to wake up. But then when the meeting is over, they go back to sleep. The whole year. Arise after you wake up. And then he says, and let Christ shine upon you. Christ means the anointed king. Shine means exposure. When you wake up and you get up, he'll show you everything you've been doing wrong. He will expose all of your bad decisions, your irresponsible behavior. He will show you how you've been lazy in certain areas of your life last year. He'll expose all the wrong company you've been keeping. He'll expose how you waste money. Imagine if you had saved some of that money last year. He shines on us. Wake up, good. Get up, fine. And here's what's wrong, he says. Now, once you wake up and you arise and he shows you what's lacking in your life, the good news is this. It says, be careful how you walk away from the bed. The bed is where you've been sleeping all last year. Your life is your bed. The lifestyle is your bed. And you've been sleeping with habits all year. And God says, walk away from the bed. Walk away from the lifestyle. Why? Because last year was a time element. It was 12 months. Now you got 12 months ahead of you, one more time. And it says, do not be unwise, but be what? Wise. Write the word wisdom down. Wise. Wisdom. This is what God is saying to you this year. Everybody say wisdom. Say wise. The word wisdom, here's what it means. Write it down. It means applied knowledge. Applied knowledge. Wisdom is different from knowledge and understanding. Knowledge is information. Wisdom is different. Understanding is comprehension. But wisdom is application. God didn't say, arise and walk away from your old life with knowledge, because you already got so much knowledge last year. The teaching that you got is enough for people to fly from the Congo and give a testimony. And you're still stuck with some habits. Can I suggest that this year should be, maybe in your life, the year of application? Say it. This is the year of practical life, where everything, the theories, the principles, and all this great revelation you've gotten from God on the kingdom, God said, I want you to apply them this year. I want wisdom this year. Why? Look at the next statement. He says, the next verse says, redeeming the time. Because you ain't got long to live. This term, days are evil, means days are short. That's what it means. This same statement is found in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, the last chapter actually. And it says, remember now thy Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days come not. That means your years are not cut off. He says, wake up, redeem the time, because you ain't going to live as long as you think. He's trying to give us a consciousness of death. Do you know what motivates me? My death. There's one thing you can be sure of. You will die. Okay? Get over that. Accept that. Now, once you get that cleared off on your mind, I'm going to die, then you back up and then you start living sensibly. Yeah? Death is a great motivator. Every time I think of doing something that God challenges me to do, and I'm afraid to do it, he always reminds me, how long will you be dead? Let me say it another way too, for some of you who are putting things off. Maybe you wanted to go on a cruise all your life. And you keep saying, someday I'll do it. And that's been 10 years. Imagine going to heaven and never been on a cruise. We're going to the Holy Land in June this year. Some of you saying, I ain't got no money. Listen, you ain't going to never have the money. God doesn't work with money. God works with decisions and desires. Write it down. I just gave you an important principle. God doesn't provide money first. He works with desires and decisions. God never says, I will give you what you got money to pay for. Does he? No. He says, acknowledge me, and I will give you the desires that are in your mind. So when you want to do something in life, first you got to desire it. Now desire is a deep word because desire means you are passionate, committed, dedicated, and won't quit till you get something. Is that how bad you want to go to Israel? Or is it just a tour? See, desires means that you are willing to pay a price. Then God provides the price. God doesn't give you what you are interested in. He gives you what you are passionate for. Casual faith will never attract God. Passionate faith attracts God's provision. Redeem the time, for the days are evil. In other words, live in a way where every day is a day of passion. Redeeming the time means I am going to get back everything that I lost by bad use of time. Look at verse 17. It says, wherefore be ye not foolish. What is foolish? Okay, if wise means to apply knowledge, then foolish means what? To get knowledge but don't apply it. A lot of God is saying there's some very educated fools. I don't think anybody, perhaps in this country, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, have received so much revelation than people who come to this place. So knowledge ain't your problem. Now, please don't stone me. But let's read what God says, okay? Read verse 17. Wherefore, do not be foolish. Don't look now, there's one right behind you. A foolish person could have a lot of knowledge. It's like a smoking doctor. Am I right? A smoking doctor is a fool. He knows what cigarettes will do, but he smokes. So he has knowledge, but no wisdom. So don't think ignorance makes you fool. Knowledge makes you fool. Because knowledge increases your capacity to be a fool. Are you getting it? Tell your neighbor, you should have never come to this place. What's Jesus? Jesus said to the disciples, to the Pharisees, he said to the Pharisees and scribes, he said, if I had not come to you and spoken my words to you, you would be excused in your sins. But because I have come to you and I have told you the truth, you will die in your sin, he says. Wake up, he says. This year must be a year that you redeem the time because you ain't got much of it. Jesus died at 30 years old. How old are you? He did so much in 3 years, it embarrasses us. His ministry lasted 3 years, and he saved the whole world in 3 years. That's what I call using your time. How long you been living? Redeeming the time. Because he says, if you don't, you'll be foolish. The next statement, read it. But understand what the will of the Lord is. He shifts to purpose. He says, find out God's will for your life so you can stop wasting your time, your energy, your gifts, your talents, your wonderful, beautiful presence on the wrong people. The will of God's supposed to dictate your schedule. The will of God's supposed to dictate your company. Can you imagine that, sis? The will of God should tell you who to be with, who not to be with. And I told you the other night, some folks ain't going to like the fact that you don't want to be with them. It's okay to leave people. Not everybody's supposed to be with you. So stop trying to get everyone to like you. Choose your company based on your destiny. Jesus Christ chose his friends. He left his family and chose his friends. Some of you left your family and came to this church. Do you know why? Because I am good company. Hopefully. That you are being helped and elevated, encouraged and challenged to become great. Sometimes it's terrible to go home for some of you. Going home is a coming down. Because you got to be among people who are always complaining, finding fault, always negative. It's like you want to stay on the mountain. You have to protect your life. It says, understand the will of God. And then he says, and be not drunk with wine. Now, back there in Paul's day, they used to smoke reefer. I am sure they had opium in that part of the world. I'm sure they still do. They had marijuana. They had cocaine, etc. Now, we are amazing people. Eh? We outlaw marijuana, cocaine, and there's other stuff, but we legalize what Paul say. The most dangerous drugs in the Bahamas is alcohol. Did you know that? Ask any doctor. We legalize the worst one because that one is so subtle. You know, when you suck up some cocaine, you get hit right away. Bam, head gone. You suck on a reefer a few times, woo, all of a sudden you see colors and everybody's cool. But when you drink one beer, you don't feel nothing. Second beer, nothing. You think you're cool. And by the time the fifth beer hits you and that half a cup of Dubonnet and some Standard. What is Standard? You don't want to know what Standard is. He from Nigeria. He knows standard is. Standard? Standard is the alcohol in the Bahamas. When you open the bottle, smoke has come out. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Used to drink that. Paul says, look, if you drink or you take anything that disturbs your mental faculty, if you take anything that disturbs your focus, he says, you are destroying your time. I've known people who were in base houses for weeks. A base house is a house where people go to take drugs with other drug users. They can spend months in there. Their life goes by. Any habit that controls your life is a time stealer. It may not be alcohol. It may not be drugs. It could be pornography. It could be prostitution. Male and female. Anything habitual is dangerous. It's a time stealer. Let me prove that for you. This is very interesting. The word redeem the time is an important word. I talked about this the other night. Redeem means to own something. If I say to you, redeem your time, what do I mean? To take ownership of it again. Get it? That means you cannot allow this year for anyone or anything to control your time that is not important to your purpose. The word redeem also means to fulfill a pledge. It also means to convert into value. To redeem money or to redeem something that someone owes you means that they actually bring it back to you. Redeem the time means you go back and get the time that was stolen last year. That means you stop letting people use your life. The last one I thought was very interesting. Redeem means to repossess something. Redeem the time, for the days are evil. Repossess time. Why? Because you ain't got long to live, it says. God equates life with time. And your life is your time. And whatever you're doing with your time, that's your life. So anyone or anything that consumes your time is consuming your life. Some people are parasites. They suck your time. It's going to be a good year. You're going to repossess your life. Say it loud. I will repossess my life. How? I'm going to control my time again. Yeah. I will sit down and read the Bible every morning for 1 hour. You got to control that hour. I will go to prayer meeting every Monday at this church. Why? I'm going to control that time again. I'm going to be at church at 9:30 to worship God as a corporate effort. Why? I want to control that time again. We've lost control. Redeem the time. Here's something I thought was interesting. The translation of this verse is found. Paul wrote this verse three or four times in different books. In Galatians 4, he says, walk in wisdom toward those who are what? Outside, redeeming the time. Walk in what? Wisdom toward who? He said, look, when you walk out of your house, a lot of people outside means unsaved people. They're not a part of the kingdom. He said, walk with them wisely. Why? Because they will eat your time up. Look at that verse. Wisdom means what? Applied knowledge. He said, when you meet people, kick your knowledge in fast. Let me see if this person making sense. Some folks want an appointment to talk foolishness. Y'all listening to me? There's some folks who want to take you on a date and they ain't got no sense. There's some people who want to marry you to spend the rest of their life parasitingly you. That's a new word. Sucking your life out of your life. When you deal with people, he says, be wise. Protect your time. Say with me, protect your time. There's some friends who ain't friends. You know that. 2010 is the year to take stock, do some inventory, and throw some old things out of the warehouse. And it might be people. It might be habits. It might be a routine that ain't working. Look at this next verse. In Colossians 4:5, it says, read it for me. Be wise in the way you act toward outsiders. Make the most of every opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, when you walk out of this building today and you meet someone in the lobby, just check to see if it's an opportunity. Because not everything that presents itself to you is an opportunity. I discovered something about the devil. Write this down. The devil's greatest weapon is good things. What did I say? The devil's greatest weapon against the kingdom citizen is good things. See, the devil knows you ain't stupid enough to do bad things. So he won't tempt you to do bad things. You're too smart for that. So what he does is he gives you good things to do that are not right for you. Why? Because all the devil wants is your time. Because he knows your time is your life. Heavy, huh? So Satan will get you to do a lot of good things. Preoccupy you. Preoccupation is dangerous. He will get you working on things that God never told you to do. And they are all good things. And when you're over, no one even knew you lived. The secret to protecting your time is knowing your purpose. Because your purpose protects you from doing good things at the expense of right things. This is why you can say no in life very easily. No is only possible when yes is known. Selah. Listen to me. This year, beginning this week, I promise you, there'll be a lot of opportunities coming your way. Some of them are demonically dressed in good stuff. All kind of deals will come across your desk. Business ideas, options, alternatives, offers. And you got to have the Spirit of God to discern. Because the devil is after your time. You know, sometimes you think the devil want to kill you. He don't want to kill you. He just want to kill your time. Because your time is your life.